finals the last 2 weeks. Let's go.
Exactly right, exactly right. So they've put on a good match, which is great because Draven versus Draven mirror right now is really boring. I'll be honest.
So I'm gonna throw a big unit at you. No, I'm gonna throw a big unit at you. Oh, okay. Oh, I
Yeah,
got spinning
exactly.
action.
Oh,
Oh, I
I
got
draw a
spinning
card.
action
No,
too.
you draw a card.
But no, it's good to see
Yeah,
a color
yeah.
that isn't normally counter colors have some counter ability into it, and challenge and Cannon Barrage really good into decks that just have no real way of like dealing with things from somewhere that isn't the battlefield.
Yeah, and the Fiora spice right now is I'm really I think this can be a top deck, and the fact that like a lot of the cards come from the new starter deck in Fiora,
Hmm.
it should see some play. So I think if you're running Draven, you're going to run into a lot of Fioras at your locals.
I
Looks
think
like we
so.
got Reaver's Row and Monastery of Harana. So interesting choices.
So if it's anything last week, we do have a small buff engine. Also, you've got the sets, so it makes sense to be running something that's going to get you a draw at some point during your game plan. But like you said, yeah, it's a starter deck, which made me instantly think it's going to be terrible because the last few starter decks weren't great for power level, and they weren't really pushing anything too much into the meta. But yeah, from what everything we've seen from Fiora, I put my hands up and said no. She came out of nowhere for me, and I'm glad to be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw I think it was the riposte, the signature spell, I was just like, that seems utterly broken. And I think I'm still correct in saying that. I think it's one of the most powerful signature spells we've got in the game, although a lot of the signature spells in this set are ridiculous. Like Defiant Dance, obviously, you've got the Spinning Axe, you've got Riposte. Uh, Mine's going blank now, but I'm sure there's lots more that are absolutely disgusting.
It's like, yeah, like you said, a lot of them in this set are really good. There's a few could be better, but definitely there's some really good ones there. I think the all ones are very underrepresented because you can only have one of each equipment in the deck because it's the
Mm.
empowered version of that equipment. But again, they're all really good as a playset if you want to get one of each, and if you can. The ganking one's so good for a giant tool, Voltron Orn. The Forge Fire Cape just destroys everything, and then the um, Death Crown is just making everything even worse for your opponents. But going first for a stack the deck on the Draven side. So
You absolutely love to see it. If you're versus anyone and their turn one play is a stacked deck, you know their hand is not good. They don't have a 2-drop. And that's kind of how you counteract this the play first from your opponent. And then you go straight into a 2-drop and immediately you're ahead. Like, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but scoring those early points against Draven can be absolutely massive. It's well worth them missing their 2-drop in your win condition.
oh yeah, the tempo is crazy in this game. If you are too far behind, you just don't really feel like you're doing anything. Turn two though, Kaiser came down, they did get off the stack deck, so they're in a good position again now. Do we have a BF sword in hand? It'd be really good to get this on the unsung hero.
Yeah, that unsung hero, obviously, as soon as it's mighty, it has Death Knell draw 2. And obviously with the Fiora trigger as well, when it becomes mighty, you also get to channel a rune. So Fiora's constantly ramping. I always thought when I first saw Fiora, I was like, oh, that's a cool ability. Like, oh yeah, you might get a couple of extra runes. But with all the equipment and gear that you can get out of orange and yellow, like it just becomes infinitely stronger. And this is a nice little play with the first mate there to score both battlefields. Spending the buff as well to draw an extra card. This is a really good tempo play from the Fiora and hiding a card as well. What do you hide in orange or yellow? Hidden Blade?
Hidden Blade, you can do Facebreaker as well, so it stops the assault coming in. I think there's an orange option card. I know there's like the Pyro Hero card, but I'm not too sure if there's a secondary one as well. Overall, though, yeah, Fiora is one of these decks that I writ off. Might is really weird to get hold of, especially because the new main Fiora that you play is a free Might unit, so obviously having to spend into it. I wasn't a massive fan of BF Sork. It's a 4-cost card to go into free, but because it synergizes so well with going into Mighty for Fiora, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this is what scares me about Draven is this Kaiser into like Reaver's Row double draw conquer. Like that is a terrifying amount of tempo, like cards in hand for a very, very simple play. We see the Draven coming down as well. It's starting to even up But honestly, like as long as the Fiora keeps up its rune count and keeps up the tempo, like this is gonna be a tough game for Draven to win. And we've seen that Fiora seems to be the answer to some of these Dravens. It just hasn't quite cinched that top spot yet.
Yeah, I agree. Fiora just seems to have like a solid matchup into Draven if you are like drawing the good amount of cards that you should be. Obviously, as you said, the issue for Draven is he just draws faster normally, so you are
Yeah.
always like a draw or two behind, which can be the big issue for Fiora. And as a lot of them are now picking up the Mind Splitters, it's becoming more likely that you're going to be losing those key cards in your hand. But no, like yeah, like for a deck, it's really good. We are seeing the
Yeah.
Doran's Blade though coming down, so again, we're going to add this to maybe the first mate to make it mighty, so you can get yourself the. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, draw the card, make it mighty. Now you've got 5 might. The Kaiser's going to have to retreat using the Reaver's Row, so you don't get to claim the body, but you do get to claim the point. Draven kind of wants this. Obviously, that's why it plays Reaver's Row. It just wants to sort of bounce things back. But when you're versus like an orange-yellow deck, like you want to be clearing the board, like because eventually they're just going to have so much might at base, you're not really going to be able to do anything. Especially with, as you mentioned earlier, the free cost Fiora champion. Like it seems a bit weak. But, you know, for 1 yellow rune, you can basically make anything mighty ready to go. That includes those set brawlers, which can go up to 8 might. So you can land an 8 might set brawler and rush it into a base, and it gets a conquer, and it gets a buff, and it becomes very, very hard to deal with.
That's it. You see the champ, he's going to come in with fists blaring away. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Kill your own unit, get yourself 2 draws.
Yeah, I think like draws in hand is better for the Fiora player with the hidden blade. Like you could have bladed a Noxus, but all that does is basically give the Draven player 2 cards, and then he just runs in with a Draven anyway, and then draws another card. So it's either give myself 2 cards or give him 3 cards and take 4 might off the board.
Yeah, that seems to be the issue. Obviously, yellow and orange don't really have the best draw power, unless it is essentially stabbing your own units. So you are having to lose something to gain, but you're always gaining like 1 card overall. And because equipments generally go back to the base after they've been de-equipped, you're not losing too much on the play. But again, for the Draven, they're just going to be gaining the extra draws for conquering. So you're not always gaining much here. We do see a Forerunner come down though, trying to contest the Monastery. So it's going to be a bit more tougher for Fiora to sort of like break back into that battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Orange is known for like getting just absolutely massive units on board that are really hard to deal with. But that Ferris Forerunner plus a Noxus Hopeful on the battlefield that Fiora kind of wants to play with is a lot of might. And even if you manage to clear it, you get 2 free might mech tokens in his base as well, and a hidden card. Like Draven does not want Fiora abusing this battlefield for the draw. That is very good from Draven. Look how many cards he's got in hand. He's got like half his deck literally in his hand right now.
And he's not even playing Miracle Draven, so that's just the fun side of Draven. As you can see, 2 hidden cards now. So Switcher or Fight or Flight. It makes more sense for Fight or Flight on the side of the Reavers, as you're going to be wanting to try and keep these to go to 5 points next turn. You do kind of hope that your top deck is set here, really, just to try and be able to punch out a big mighty unit that can hopefully get over the top of the Forerunners and the Hopeful. But as you said, though, you're using 6 cost and a power to bring out the Forerunner, and you're getting essentially 12 runes worth of cards out of it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The thing with the hidden cards is like you almost see them as like, oh, they're guaranteed to be played, but we do see the riposte in the hand of the Fiora. So if he runs in here and the hidden card activates to push 1 back, he can riposte it, and then he's forced the Kaiser to engage in combat because you need to activate the defend trigger now before anything else.
That's it, you got to choose your flight mechanism. Are you going to stay and fight, or are you going to get yourself back onto the battlefield? Which obviously you can trigger the card that's hidden. Sometimes Dravens are playing Teemos, so it's not as though it's always a dead unit. Oh,
Titan. Clever.
So yeah, are you going to bring over the big boy unit? I think you will be. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the riposte does not activate with the hidden card of the Titaner, but we do see, I can't remember the name of that card now, but it just kills something at battlefield, right?
So you take your might from 1 unit, give it to the other unit, and then kill the unit that you targeted first.
Ah, yes, of course. And obviously now that becomes Mighty, the unsung hero. So it's
Mhm.
7 might. It's become Mighty. So when it dies, it will let the Fiora player draw 2.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Death
It's
That's
it's
it.
a
Thank
pretty
you.
good thing. So yeah, I do like this, although they are getting, I think, rebuked in a second. So unfortunately, it is for I think. But overall, that was kind of the play you had to go for, just to try and get rid of the Kaiser.
Oh, he
Uh,
reposed the
there we
rebuke.
go.
That
Now
brings
you
it up
got
to 9
you're
might.
right.
It's not enough to win the battle, but it's enough to clear, something there.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to
Oh,
give
he
it to the
gives
other
it to
one.
the other
Okay.
one. Okay. Oh, so then he
Okay.
can attach the Doran's blade, make that mighty, run that into the other battlefield. He's drawing a lot of cards, but he's losing like a lot of tempo.
Yeah, I think the same thing for Fiora as it is with Draven. You do just have a lot of units in your deck because you are a battle deck. So losing like 3 or 4 units probably isn't the worst thing for the Fiora, but you are kind of digging deeper to get your set one Fiora as well as the from the orange, just so you can get these bigger units on the field and start causing more havoc. Shield, great ganking, also a great card. We've seen it before in other weeks where you get a Fiora onto one battlefield, drop down a first mate, and then you just see him glide into the other battlefield and start taking names.
Yeah, so the looks like he did choose to kill the Kaiser, another unsung hero. That is a lot of unsung heroes. Like, how many heroes are we missing in this world?
That was the third one, so they've all gone apparently.
Okay, all the
Part
unsung heroes.
all the heroes. Part of me feels like maybe you want to go and beat up the Forerunner this time and try and get it off the field, but I do think the play here is what they're doing, which is just to upset the Draven. Removing the fight or flight is not the worst thing to do because it's obviously a very good combat trick, and if you can use it on something that isn't that scary, like the unsung hero here, yeah, I think they're in for a great position now.
Yeah, I like the sort of like baiting out the fight or flight. Like you're not too bothered. Like it's not critical right now. But obviously the Draven is going to go up to 5 points as soon as his turn starts. And generally, like I know it like sounds like the most simple thing in the world, but you generally want to be ahead of your opponent on points, especially if they're Draven, because as soon as they get to 6, that's when it gets really scary.
Yeah, as we saw in the last game, game one, they just went from 6, looked like they couldn't do anything, and then all of a sudden just took the game away. Warmogs came down for the side of Fiora. More equipment's obviously good. It does give +1, so that unsung hero will go to 5 on the following turn if they choose to equip it, giving you a chance to get your mighty units out again. Draven is in a good position here because, yeah, you want to try and hold an area now. But overall, if you do walk that unsung hero in, you can take some names with you and get those 2 draws going. And I think that's something you kind of want to do now as the Fiora, just try and start clearing these battlefields out or making your back row look a bit bigger. And again, looking for those gosh darn sets that just don't want to come out.
Yeah, the set brawler would be great, especially with the Fiora champion on board as well. But so far, that hasn't been played. He's been using his runes in other ways. We do see a challenge, so there's a possibility that you can clear like part of a battlefield, run in the unsung hero with the Warmogs, reattach everything to the other unsung hero, and maybe do some damage that way. But right now, if he doesn't clear both these battlefields, or even if he only clears one, the Draven's going to go for 6 points, and we know that's the danger zone.
Yeah, that is the danger zone. Depending on what they. Oh,
Oh, BF sword. Okay, okay.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed anymore. This is a very good card. Makes things very mighty.
Makes things very, very mighty.
Yeah, you can just, as you said, challenge now. Maybe get rid of that Draven.
Let's see what's coming. I think it's going to be the challenge, right? You have to start clearing some of this might off the field if you're Fiora here, simply because like Draven has 5 might in the
Oh, okay.
backline, and he has a lot of might on this battlefield. He has 10 might here. He has 6 might with the Ferris on the Reavers as well. You need to start clearing some might out here.
The only thing I can see why they're doing this is because they want to just try and draw 2 more cards, equip everything else to the other unsung, and then walk in again, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly the plan here, because the thing about equipment is obviously it goes back to base. And if you're ramping with Fiora anyway, you're not too fussed about, trading in. So you get to clear some cards there. You get to draw some cards off the death now, and then you can re-equip, get another Death Knell trigger if you need it, and then clear that battlefield. This is probably the best way to use gear in this set, and it's a lot of it's another line of thinking not a lot of players are doing at the moment, because they see gear as like a tangible asset that sticks to a card. But actually, as soon as it dies, yeah, you just re-equip it and go again.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw them get the big boy set come out now. Again, take it out the area, go to 5 yourself, so now you're sitting pretty. BF sword in the back is a little odd to me. I thought maybe they want to just go really big this turn, try and get the one big unit up. But again, maybe they'll bring out the set next turn, or they'll bring out the Fiora, let it ready itself, swing in with a 7 might or 6 might unit maybe, and then just try and clear the battlefield on the other side.
Yeah, it looks like this Fiora's whole game plan is like draw, 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 draw. Like we see the Warmogs come down, which obviously means that when it conquers, you can buff. So you stack the triggers, so you get the buff and then spend the buff from Monastery to draw a card. So it's free card draw. I think he's trying to keep the BF sword back just so he can attach it to the Fiora next turn and make that a truly terrifying thing. A Fiora of a BF sword, like early game in League, is terrifying, and it's also terrifying Riftbound.
When are we getting Vamp Scepter? That's what I know. When are we getting Vamp Scepter back? Come on, guys.
Oh, he does attach it. Okay, so he attached it last. Maybe he was trying to bait out a spell, maybe? I don't know. I don't know why you would attach that end of turn.
No, I was in the same plan you were then. I was thinking maybe they're going to keep it out for next turn so they can get the Fiora trigger going again. But then again, maybe they're hoping that the Draven player will push everything into this monastery, take them out. They can take as much with them as they can, and then get the 2 draws again.
Yeah, you can see how like power hungry this deck is, because the Fiora is basically ramping almost every turn, and it's still really low on runes. The switcheroo, that's so devastating. All the gear goes back to hand. He does get to draw 2. Oh no, he doesn't, because it's not mighty.
No, he's
oh, the switcheroo kills the mighty as well. Oh my god, what a play. Wow.
So unfortunately, that was the best possible like answer to what is big. Oh, not more. And unfortunately, no secondary post or any cards spare, to be fair, in the back of the Fiora here.
No, but he didn't have any runes up either, so the Draven can just do what he wants.
But again, this Fiora can just walk in this turn, poke you very hard with all this equipment. If you've got a first mate in hand, you can ready that Fiora again, and they can just gank across and stab that poor Forerunner in the back of the neck. But we are at the 7-point mark for Draven, so all he has to do now is hold.
Yeah, the Fiora player as well. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's something I pick up on because I do it. His hands are shaking from adrenaline. They're just little stutters here and there where he's like picking up cards. So I think he really wants to win this, but he might be a bit nervous. So that could play a part in like decision making.
I feel like the decisions have been pretty solid so far. I'm not too worried about them being over aggressive or not quite going what they need to do.
Oh, that's a terrifying Fiora. That is a terrifying Fiora.
My 8 might shield ganking Fiora.
Yeah, 8 might shield ganking, get buffed when I conquer from the Warmogs. It's going to be hard to get that off a battlefield, but how do you ready this? So he would need to no. Yeah, it'd have to be a first mate to conquer both here. But Draven does have 3 runes up, so Spinning Blade could take that to 9. Ooh, this is going to be close, I think. Very, very close. What do we see the Draven player doing here? Rebuke. A rebuke would just end the game. And he can't rebuke. He's only got 1 purple rune.
Yeah. So, and I don't think Draven's naturally run the Pantheon option card to give the extra might on your opponent's turn. But again, gaining 2 mechs out of that is not the worst decision you can make in this game, as you can generally push them out to the monastery next turn to essentially just hold.
Yeah, for sure. And now, obviously, what's going to happen here is I think you're absolutely right. I think he's going to first mate to red his Fiora, to gank it across, to clear that battlefield. He's going to go to 7. He's going to force the Draven to fight into him at 7. And he's got enough runes for like a challenge, so he can clear a lot of might off the board. Yeah.
So if the challenges maybe just double challenge, you can just try and take off what you can from the board, so they can't really. There we go. We do have the spare runes just sitting around, so there you go, straight over.
Could
That's
I would have made an argument to play first mate 2 Reavers.
you don't want
So
the
he,
you don't want the
yeah,
second
he would have.
Fiora, do you?
Yeah, the thing is, he would have been forced then to try and take both battlefields to stop the hold point next turn.
Well, the issue for
So
this
that's the only thing
is
I would do.
Fiora has ganking, so if you just hold this turn, so you go to 7, you just gank across and kill it next turn.
Oh yeah, I'm saying like if you played the first mate to Reavers, it forces a Draven to clear both battlefields. So you
That
have
way
to
you
allocate a
Draven
little bit
in
of
control
might
though, aren't you?
to the other battlefield as well.
So I'm just concerned about the giving Draven the free draw power, which could be the difference between you taking the
True.
game and you get rebuked, which seems to happen a lot with these Dravens.
Yeah, the thing is, he's already got like 8 or 9 cards in hand anyway. Like, what's one more really? Like, if you don't have the answer in 8 cards, are you gonna have it in 9 cards? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
Say,
challenge coming down. Yeah, so that's gonna clear some more might. He didn't get the kills from the battlefield because of obviously the flash that came down. Don't really see a lot of Dravens running main deck flash, so that's interesting.
No, I'd say a few lists have seen they do run the 1 or 2 off. They don't normally run the full package. But again, I think a lot of the time you just see Draven be more reactive rather than proactive in terms of flashes. You generally want to fight or flight or rebuke someone back, but at the same time, deflect is a hell of a skill.
Yeah, so Fiora's at what, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11 might? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they've
11
got
might.
the BSO's 3, 1 from the Warmogs, which is 4, 2 from the Dorans, which is 6. She's a 4, so that'd be 10, and then 1 from the buff. So yeah, that's kind of what you want to be seeing right now. Some pure power.
Yeah, obviously it does have deflect, but deflect at 7 points doesn't really play a pivotal role. Again, this is why I'd like to see that first mate on Reavers there, because it would have forced the mech token to go into there to clear it rather than just the one might treasure hunter. So it's kind of like a free thing, and he got the draw anyway because he's on 7 points. So it wouldn't have. I don't know. I just prefer having something there, but yeah. So it's interesting to see what happens here.
For me personally, I thought you'd move the hopeful in, kill the unit, get 2 draws, and then you'd have moved everything else into the other side and then put double spinning axes down. So
yeah, I mean, this is what we're looking at now. We're going to have a 6 might mech token, another mech token of 3 might, and a Noxus hopeful. So in my brain, that's 13 might versus 11. So unless the Fiora's got I punch first and another spinning axe, that is terrifying.
unfortunately, they don't have the 2 body runes to do the punch first, but I don't think they have it in the
Oh no,
either.
don't. Yeah, absolutely right. He's pointing to the first mate, or no, he's just counting. Okay. I thought he was tapping the first mate for something. Yeah.
I was like, what can I do here to win? I think I'm dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. That was a very close game. I feel Fiora is the answer to Draven. I just don't know. It seems to perform well into the field as well. But the Draven matchup seems to be like, if you win game 1 off Monastery, you probably have a very, very strong matchup. If you lose game 1, it's a lot tougher.
Well, when we get the Vex structure deck next set, we might see more of it then, because it might have an ability from the legend that goes, when you play the first unit of the turn, you can reduce its power cost, or its rune cost by like 1 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got, is that Battlefield? I didn't quite catch it.
So the
We
change
see Obelisk at power.
Sunken Temple and Obelisk.
Sunken Temple, that's the one. So Sunken Temple, that's when you conquer here 1 or more mighty units. That makes sense. You get to draw 1 or pay 1 to draw 1, isn't it?
As we've been seeing, the Fioras are swapping their Fioras around, so you are having the original Fiora here kind of ready to go, especially with that BSoid in hand. So yeah, I can see this being a very quick, mighty Fiora going down soon.
That's really interesting as well. I don't know if you spotted that, but the Fiora would have been on the play or have the choice. And obviously they've seen Obelisk and gone, no, you can go first. So we've actually seen an opponent give up the on the play for the first time in Riftbound history ever. So interesting choice.
To be fair, there are certain decks that I like to go second in. I was generally doing a go second Yasuo build, so you always want to have your 3 units essentially to get out in your second turn, or rather your first turn when you go second.
Yeah, I mean, I think this shows how experienced this Fiora player is into playing Draven, knowing that the Obelisk is probably coming down game 2, go second for Draven.
Yeah.
Switching his champion to the 4-cost Fiora so he can play it turn 1 if he wanted to. Obviously, he had 2 drops, so he decided not to. So this is experience showing now, I think.
Yeah, it just seems to be like every single game we've seen so far, it's always been Raver's Row into the Obelisk. So it makes sense that this seems to be just like what all Dravens are cutter in right now. I'm not too sure what the third card they use for Battlefield is because we just haven't been seeing it. Maybe they do Warcamp. Maybe they do Arena's Greatest because we all know that Dravens get to 7 very quickly.
Yeah, Arena's Greatest is definitely an option. It's the gold generation one sometimes as well. I can't remember the name
Treasure
of it.
Hoard, yeah, that's a good one.
Treasure Hoard, yeah, that's the one. But look at this Sunken Temple loaded up now. Like, we know the Fiora wants to draw cards, and Draven sat there with a Draven's best fan and a hidden card and a Draven. And looks like the Lucian Merciless is being readied up with the first mate. He conquers, readies, and moves backwards.
Yeah,
Lucian's a really cool card. Yeah.
Yeah, this Lucian's really good. I think the issue Lucian has is like both the red and the orange Lucian are both very squishy, which makes sense for an ADC. But at the same time, you've got Draven, who's just also a red ADC that's just like, no, I'm just really strong.
Yeah, exactly. Just pay 1 rune, I'm 6 might. Like, what? Like, that doesn't seem fair. But look at him just loading up this battlefield. That is terrifying. The Ferris at Forerunner coming down. One of the strongest red cards in the set, I would say.
I'd say it's probably the most pivotal red card after Draven in this set.
Yeah, I'd totally agree. It is terrifying. I think every red deck runs at least 2 of them. Because 6 might for 6 cost and 1 power is good. But then obviously, even if you manage to kill it, there's 6 might more sitting in the base.
I say we just saw the punch first dragged out of the top of the deck. So that's pretty cool for this. So we can go again, doing the take a point, restand, come back again. To talk to chat for a second, Lucian I think is a great card, and I think their champion abilities, their legend abilities is really good as well. I always think that their signature card is very much Lucian from League of Legends itself. You know, you dash in, you dash out. So it's a great card. But again, we're in a situation here, though, where the bigger monsters just seem to hold down the fort here. And we do have one, in brackets, fight or flight with the overzealous. And then we possibly either have a switcheroo or, again, another fight or flight hidden down here just to hold down the fort. Besides the spinning axes, I don't think we've seen if there's any Edge of Knights in this deck for the Draven. So I don't know if they're just taking off a more equipment lighter build because they're kind of worried about having to go against salvages.
Yeah, to be fair, like a lot of the mid-range Draven builds I've seen don't tend to run Edge of Night. So I was a little bit shocked to see like 2 of in the last Draven game. I haven't seen any in this game, so it seems like a much more traditional Draven build. We see the BF sword being attached to the unsung hero, but yeah, you're right. He has an overzealous fan there, so you can just kind of push that back, win the combat, take the draw, and nothing's going to ready it this turn, so it's not as bad as it could be. But yeah, there's a bit of a rough scenario going on for the Fiora player here. Like that Sunken Temple is where you get a lot of your value engine from, and it's just not accessible right now.
Yeah, as you can see here, he's basically saying like, look, do you want overzealous? He's like, not really. Which one do you want to fight? He's like, well, I want to fight the mech because we crash, so I can die and draw 2, and you die, you pop 2. So I think he's just trying to see if the Draven's actually going to play into it or pop a card or overzealous again.
Yeah, there's also that hidden cards as well.
Yeah, I think the thing here is that you kind of want to die, get your draw 2, and then you equip these again, maybe to the first mate, just so that way you are big enough to walk back in and like contest the overzealous.
Yeah, I mean, he can attach it now to the pit if he really wanted to, but he doesn't want to spend the rune, so he's just going to swing in with a pit rookie looking for the trade. He's doing a really good job at actually clearing this battlefield, and we'll see what happens here. Is it going to be? It has to be, right? Because if that's a switcheroo, what's the point? Although I suppose it's better to use it and lose it. You're going to lose it anyway, I suppose. But yeah, I think it is a switcheroo, and I think he's trying to like say to himself, "Oh, can I switch the might with the Draven?" But it does say at battlefield. Oh, it is a Firefly. Okay, I was completely wrong.
But then again, you just walk the champion, sorry, the first mate now in because he's 1 might bigger.
Oh, he
Oh no,
pushes
so
his
what?
own Zealous fan
Okay
back.
then, yeah, that works too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So yeah, they do contest this now. They've got the battlefield, so now they're at 3. So they actually are on the play against. They're doing really well.
Yeah, he does miss the draw because obviously Sunken Temple is on Conquer. If I'm mighty, you may draw, and he can't now.
Yeah, which is why I thought they might walk in with the BF sword, so they would be mighty. But I guess they were concerned it was a switcheroo, and then you just
Yeah, yeah,
lose
yeah.
death.
Very good. Yeah, if that was a switcheroo, that's devastating there.
But that's it. So you know the ideal play for the Fiora was to trade, and obviously in this case it was like, no, I got a fight or flight. I will go away.
It's kind of wild to me that Draven has what looks like a lot more runes than Fiora, and consider Fiora ramps. So it just goes to show that like the big power cost cards just haven't came down yet for Draven.
I say the fact that Draven itself doesn't cost a power is very surprising to me. How
It's
powerful
absurd.
it is itself. I know obviously it spends power to get bigger, but you'd have thought it'd just be cost like 1.
2 mechs
Right.
going into the pit rookie and a punch. Wow, a punch first being used.
Might as well keep the battlefield, right?
Yeah, but also obviously that the punch first is for turn, so that pit rookie is now 10 might for this turn. Like that's going to be quite hard to move. Oh, the switcheroo! Ah, that
You
is
can still keep
devastating.
one, though. Yeah, you still take the one with you.
Yeah, take one with you, I suppose. But yeah, it's not great. Very, very good sequencing from the Draven there, just to make sure that he baited the punch first before anything else happened, and yeah, this is scary.
There you go. But yeah, you get your BF sword back. You can just walk into it again next turn. It's not the worst situation to be in. Obviously, not great. You kind of wanted to win that, so you could kind of hold for next turn and keep the Draven kind of mulling it over, as they wouldn't be able to walk into you because even with the overzealous, you're doing a bit 8. So yeah, the
Yeah,
plan
and
was there.
obviously,
Unfortunately, just kept going.
yeah, and then obviously because the mech token was now mighty, he paid 1 to draw 1, and then drew 1 off the Draven as well. Like this Draven's hand just seems infinite at the moment.
And that's any card game you ever play. If you just draw a card, you're always going to be getting the more advantage. So as Draven draws multiple cards per turn, pretty much every turn, it does seem to be a case of it's 3-1 most of the time. Fiora does have obviously the options with the unsung heroes to get back a little bit of that draw power, but it's also at the detriment of Draven normally getting a draw.
Yeah, and now obviously we see the overzealous fan loaded up on that obelisk as well with the Draven. Draven has loads of cards in hand. He has 6 runes available, 5 runes available. So there's lots of options for this next turn. I hope the Fiora has some riposts, as that would probably do the trick. But we'll see how that ends up, because right now this is a very, very low resource game for the Fiora. Has a few decent units back. He obviously has the Lucian with the BF sword. He can activate something that he drops, but it's going to be a very tough mid-game battle here.
The biggest issue here is, if you can see, there's 2 Ride the Winds in the Draven's hand, which means whatever happens into whichever battlefield, something's coming over. As they can do that
See
actually
what the
twice.
Fiora...
They have the 2 purple runes up, so they can just essentially Ride the Wind from either battlefield just to be a nuisance.
Yeah, the Ride the Wind in the action step is well, can be quite scary. We see the Doran's Blade coming down, so that will give attached to the Lucian, make the Lucian mighty. Then you can ramp a re-ramp a rune. Then you've got a 5 might Lucian ready to go. And where's that going? It has to go to Sunken, right? Yeah.
So it feels like you want to go Sunken, but I have a funny feeling he's just going to Ride the Wind Draven over and just dunk on him.
I think you might be right here. We see him reaching for 2 runes. He's thinking about it. Does he just let it go? And yeah, he does. He's just gonna let it go. Yeah.
So he's mighty, you get the extra draw, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Pay 1 for the extra draw. We see a Hidden Blade come down. So the thing with Hidden Blade against Draven, right, is there's a good chance that they have reaction speed, movement ability. So the Hidden Blade could fizzle. You don't really want to give Draven more cards, but again, what is a 6-card hand compared to an 8-card hand, really? It's not that much of a difference, I don't think.
And generally, as a rule, with Draven, it's like, you know what, I'll let my unit die and I'll get the 2 draws, because you know, it benefits me overall, to be fair. But
BF sword
okay.
being attached to the first mate, so that's 6 might into 6. Draven now gets to choose his defense triggers, so we'll see what happens here.
Does he, do you want
Six,
overzealous, or do
yeah.
we get to figure it out?
That's literally what they're explaining. Yeah, so the overzealous bounces the first mate back. Does have 4 runes open, but he's got that Fiora sitting in his base. But generally, you don't want to move that Fiora anywhere near a battlefield. You want that as safe as possible.
He also has the readying card in hand as well, but there's obviously no point to play this turn. But
Just passes.
no,
Yeah, so
Draven
Draven didn't get any. No, okay, so
he
he's plays a Fiora. Okay, that makes sense.
well, I'm not against that. It's pretty good. He's got a Pit Rookie in hand, so next turn you can just buff it for 1, go to Mighty again, and just become a nuisance once more.
Yeah. It's this matchup feels like the most balanced matchup in this meta right now. And obviously we're seeing it, you know, top the regionals. I would love to see a Fiora win a tournament just so the price of Draven cards comes down, the price of Fiora cards goes up. But we'll see how the meta works out.
So I've got all the cards I need from set 1 for Fiora, so yeah, please do that.
Yeah, please do that. Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I don't know if you've been checking the marketplaces in Europe, but since we can now use mixed language cards in our decks, those prices have dropped like a stone.
They have dropped a lot, actually. I was looking yesterday, you know, sort of the impact that had. What I've seen is the Chinese cards going up in value and English cards going down. So it's an interesting makeup. But I honestly think that rule might be changed back, simply because the card stock is different. So, like, if you run into a player that's running all their, like, bomb cards as Chinese or vice versa, that would worry me.
Yeah, that's the issue, though, because obviously the bum cards are also the expensive cards, so it does suck that we have to try and get ourselves like a little bit cheaper, like Time Warps and stuff like that, and the Predators that have come down in price, and the Kaisers that are also a little bit more conventionally priced. But as you said, you don't really want those cards to be lighter or a bit thinner, and obviously be noticeable when you look at the deck.
So Kaiser coming down just to add some more might into the battlefield. We see the Ride the Wind coming down on the Draven so he can move backwards. So both battlefields are clear, which usually you'd be like, oh, great. But let's be honest here. The Draven's going to have a lot of runes, a lot of cards in hand, and on 6 points. Fiora has to plan this. Yeah, Fiora has to plan this turn absolutely meticulously, so Draven doesn't just double conquer next turn and win.
So I'm trying to think what their game plan here really is, because obviously you said they're going to have loads of runes open. If they put a Fiora out there, even with deflect, you don't really mind spending the cost on the deflect to switcheroo them. I was pondering if maybe you wanted to Pit Rookie first, just to be able to get the Mighty going, so that way you could get your extra ramp going. You are in that situation where this could be your last play either way, so you do have to be a bit more careful. Yeah,
like riposts, hidden blades are gonna be the key to victory here. We're not sure if they have that at the moment. He does make the Fiora mighty, which means it can get shield and deflect and all that lovely stuff. But we have potentially 10 might in the base of Draven because of Draven's trigger. We have at least 2 switcheroos in hand, by the looks of it. Ride the Wind. Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight here. If we see riposts, which I don't think we do, we see a BF sword, we see a hidden blade, and we see an unyielding spirit. But I haven't even seen this Draven run a single falling star. Not this one.
No, I think he might just be more the battle-centric one where he just wants to fight. Or maybe he decided it wasn't worth it because of the two-shotting the Fiora would cost him 4 runes, so maybe 3 runes, it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah. Do you see the BF sword coming down? He's going to attach that to, I would imagine, the Fiora. Yeah, make that even bigger and scarier. The hidden card there would be Hidden Blade, so maybe there's a chance, but he kind of needs to bait the Draven into using a lot of resource to hidden blade it. Let him draw, like, so what? I survive. But so he has to survive this
in the hand as well. So they should have probably hidden it 1 at each area and then let them walk the units in.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he's got 2 hidden blades, or 1 obviously hidden and 1 in hand.
Yeah.
Can't play it from hand because it's a short 1 ruin.
I think he's
But
bluffing the
overall,
punch first. I think he's bluffing the
maybe,
punch first.
maybe. I'd say it's the Pit Rookie's already down, and then BSL was played. So yeah, I think it's just one Hidden Blade and there's something else in hand. Can we see what it is? Can you click at the camera for a second?
Yeah, just turn your hand face up so we can have a look, please.
Have a look, yeah. Share with the crowd. But like,
So
no,
far,
Draven's.
like,
Yeah. I
quite
did
a
wonder if
back
there
and
was
forth
a.
game. Oh, the Bryn. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh
That's the
yes.
card. That's the worst card.
I did think it was in his hand, to be fair, and he's just thinking like, "Oh crap, what can I do?"
Oh, never mind. That hidden blade's absolutely dead in the water now. You can react with the hidden blade, but you'd end up just drawing 2. Unyielding Spirit. Why would you?
Everything comes on Reddit, boys.
Yeah, you may as well, right? You may as well. Like, yeah. The hidden blade is now dead though. Like, you should have. No, because he couldn't afford to kill his own unit because he needs the might there. He could have hidden bladed into potentially a punch first, which would equalize the might, but that's prey. That is heart of the cards, that one. That's an anime moment for sure.
It is. So the issue here is what I'm trying to figure out is like, what are you actually doing with Draven? Because you walk Draven in, you obviously want to just switcheroo the Fiora and the Draven, and then you want to swing the Draven over with a Ride the Wind into. Oh.
Yeah, he hasn't got the runes for it though. He's because he played the Bryn. He's only got 2 runes up, so he has decisions to make here. I don't think he can. I don't think he can conquer both because we've got 7 might on the Sunken, and he looks like he's just trying to trade the Kaiser here with a switcheroo. But then he's gonna have to pay deflect. So if he doesn't kind of gain a really good foothold this turn, he's only gonna have like 5 runes the next turn.
Just trying to figure out if he actually trades or not, because I don't think it does. Because you go.
No, because Kaiser's already 4, so you go 4 to like, is it 9?
I think it's either 9 or 8. If it's 8, then they basically just swap places, and then you still take it out with the 1 extra might from the first mate. So maybe Draven didn't actually look at the numbers properly. Was like, oh no,
I don't think he did. I think he miscalculated with the shield. I think the shield added +1, and that kind of messed him up.
Yeah, so switcheroo. That's it. Pay your costs. You flip over because the shield is on the back end. It's not on the front end. 5 difference. Maybe it's 9 then. Does it trade then? Oh right, yeah, because it drops its shield now.
Oh yeah, of course, because it no longer has ganking, right? Oh, it no longer has mighty, shield, so it drops its shield. Yeah.
Has deflect still though? Yes, because you have to pay the cost. So yeah, it's got deflect, so it's still got all of its triggers off at least.
So the Fiora goes to 4. So it's 9 versus 9 in my brain.
Yeah, which is still a trade.
I think they're arguing about the shield. I think that's what the discussion is at the moment. Because if Fiora gets the shield, then Fiora holds. If not, then it trades evenly.
I suppose it would be, when does the shield trigger? Does it trigger at the start? Because if it triggers at the start,
no, it must shield it must trigger at the start. So manage to regain that. You can swing the Draven in now for a trade, or obviously buff it with the rune.
You just have to do, and then you just. Well, you can't even ride the wind over.
No, and he can't play that Hidden Blade either, which is devastating. Because Hidden Blade right now would be literally the win condition. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But the thing is, so even if Draven comes in here, he's going to have no runes up. We know he's got another switcheroo in hand, so he can hide it. Oh yeah, they're recalculating. I think we were right, and I think they've recalculated. Because the Kaiser's just come back out of the trash. No, it's going back in. I have no idea what's going on. What's going on?
I have no idea what's going on either.
Yeah, I think the Draven players trying to say like, oh, the shield would have triggered here and it would have lost here, therefore, this would have won. But the judge is saying no. Draven goes in. He does trigger the on attack, buffing the Draven to +2. So all he really needs to do here is take that battlefield for the win.
Yes,
the thing is, right, so if he has to hide a card here. He has to hide switcheroo. He has to, because we've got 6 might and BF swords there, plus the Fiora, which is 9.
So I think the other card hand is still the Hidden Blade. So if you just Hidden Blade, he just wins.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a Hidden Blade, he wins for sure. Or if he has any sort of removal, he wins. They're still arguing about this Fiora trigger. Let's take that battlefield, so it's absolutely fine. It is still Draven's turn. He's hiding. We know it's a switcheroo. It has to be a switcheroo. It's the only card that makes sense. Does Fiora have some way of clearing that battlefield?
So what you want right now is you want to have a unit that can come in that only goes to maximum of 6. Or is it 4?
That was a hidden blade off the top deck. That was a top deck hidden blade, I think. No, it wasn't.
That's Fiora.
Was it? I thought I saw the hidden blade. But he
Fiora.
can make that mighty and accelerate it twice.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yeah, just count his runes, make sure he's correct.
See it, then put the blade onto it so it becomes mighty. It's 6.
7, and then +1 is 8.
6, 7. Someone else do the joke. Come on.
Hey.
Yeah. So now you become this scary unit again that has shield and.
No! Don't do that.
No, god damn it.
No! No, because
No.
if he switcheroos, that Draven becomes like 10 might.
Does he have the hidden blade enhanced? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just hidden blade first?
I'm presuming it's like let's just bait out whatever this is because it could be a.
Oh, it's a Titan.
Oh yeah, Sonic. Yeah, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we don't know anything.
Yeah, I thought it was a switcheroo for sure.
There you go. So it's 11 into
6 into 12 might there. Oh no, 11. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
He needs to
10.
kill the Draven, so it can't
Yeah,
re-trigger because obviously that's not a once per turn thing. So
No,
just
it's
clear
just
the
a kill.
might.
I think you just walk in then with the either Fiora with the 2 BS. Or
Yeah,
something.
9 might Fiora. Yeah. Absolutely spot on. Well played, Fiora.
What do we know? Nothing.
I thought if that was a switcheroo, that's like devastating, right?
It makes sense to be switcheroo because obviously we saw there were 2 in hand. So
Yeah, that seems really weird.
Did he
That
trade him?
wasn't.
Oh, there's 5. Never mind.
Hey, there we go.
What do we-
Yeah, 6 versus 5. So Fiora does take game number 2. We're seeing, I think, for the first time today, best of 3. Actual third game.
No, this is the second at least since I've been
Oh,
around.
okay.
So, yeah, we haven't had. I think the last 2 rounds were both 1s. Sorry, best just 2s. And I think the Yasuo versus Draven went to game 3, but then they went to time very quickly.
By the way, Riot, if you're listening.
Yeah, if you want to like push it into the UK because we haven't got.
Dreaming Tree and Targons. That makes sense.
Makes sense. You do target yourself with the hidden blade, so you get 3 draws.
Hmm.
I think I've seen that in the past. To be fair, so it makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. But you're losing a lot of the card draw engine with Fiora because a lot of it relied on just being mighty or being in the right place. This relies on actually playing cards to replace cards. So maybe we see like a little bit of sideboard action from Fiora here to include more spells that target, but we'll see.
Is that the accepted the removal from purple from set 1?
What was that? Sorry.
Accepted deal. What's the set 1 card name for the purple gear removal? Accepted deal. Both players have to kill a gear.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Acceptable losses. Thank you very much. Yeah. I was going to say, like, I haven't seen that card being played in set 1 because there was no need for it. So there's going to be a lot of gear removal from Origins that just make an appearance now.
Well, I took it at, it was in my Yasuo sideboard, and then it was like, well, no one plays Aurora anymore, so what's the point? I was like, all right, I'll take it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the week I took it out, I go to play at locals. It's just like, oh, I got to go against someone with an Aura. God damn it.
Yeah, turn 1 play Fiora straight on the board. Draven's biggest fan on the battlefield as well. So pretty standard start here. I do love that Fiora coming down turn 1, just so you can start readying stuff and make it very, very scary.
Yeah, you can see the other Furious in hands well. There's a face breaker as well. Oh, hello, Draven.
Just this that turn sequence is just so broken. Like literally, like no de-ramping whatsoever. Zealous fan onto a battlefield, Draven on top of it. Go ahead, try and break me. I'm just gonna get some free draws here for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'll kill something or I won't kill something. It's your choice.
He's bluffing the punch first. No, he's only got. Is that 1 orange rune?
He's got 2? 3.
It's hard to
He's got 3
tell.
orange.
Oh, is
Orange
it?
rune.
Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I just can't see properly. I'm blind.
It's because he's using all the different rarities. So he's got 3 of
Oh,
the...
okay. It's messing me up.
He's got 3 of the new ones from the set itself, and he's got 1 of the old Nexus Knight ones, so it looks a bit off.
This is really funny. So yeah, he managed to bluff him out of the Zealous, which is interesting.
Yeah. Joke's on you, fool.
Yeah, exactly. I love doing that. And then it's just like, please don't call my bluff. Please don't call my bluff. Please don't call my bluff. That's a
Right,
very early hidden blade. I
mean,
get it, but my God, is that early and giving Draven 2 cards very, very
this
early.
this isn't Miracle Draven, so the likelihood of him getting it back into the deck is very low. So if you get rid of like essentially one of the big power cards from the deck, it makes sense, especially this early. We have seen in other games where if Draven loses Draven, the turn 1 or 2, they just don't do anything for a few turns. So maybe that's what they're thinking right now.
Yeah, I think this is just like a pure tempo play. Like, you're going to draw cards anyway, so giving you 2 more isn't a big deal, but moving that Draven and killing the Overzealous is. Like, we see that he's got a Kaiser in hand, but I think that's the only unit.
There's
no, he's got a Bryn as well, but looks at it, yeah.
So he's got 2 units in hand. You can free it. Oh, he's got a Treasure Keeper as well.
Oh, Treasure Hunter. Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. You want to get something down cheaply. You can put the Kaiser down as well if you wanted to, just to have a second unit on the field, which he's going to do.
Yeah.
And then, that's essentially your turn. So you've lost a turn, essentially, but you're still in a very good keeping. We do see the acceptable losses, though, is still in hand, so I expect them possibly waiting for the BF swords to come down before they want to use that.
Yeah, I would imagine something like that. We see a hidden blade off the top deck. We see the Facebreaker and the challenge as well. So he could challenge here. That's what he's going to do. That's lovely. Dreaming Tree challenge into the Kaiser, gets the draw, replaces itself, gets the conquer point. That's a great turn. I absolutely love that turn.
I'd say what you want to do now is hide the Facebreaker because that targets you as well next turn. So you get yourself a second draw on their turn as well. And
can I just say, look how fast this Fiora's playing.
I need the points. I gotta go.
Just I play this, tap this, go.
So the Draven player can't see the time, but the Fiora player can. So like, come on, just play your turn already. Go, go, go.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes on the clock. Draven seems to be like actually taking his time here. So he might want the draw given the amount of tempo that's been wiped off the board. I mean, you've got a 1 might unit. You can't really protect that against a Fiora, especially if they've got anything in hand. We don't see a spinning blade. We see a stacked deck, though, so possibly, we're going to look for some answers. But now just looking to take the point, I suppose. And the Fiora's like, yeah, take it. Come on, 4 minutes. Take it. Take the point.
Please go quicker.
Yeah, basically, like, Fiora's like, he smells blood. Fiora's like, I can win this one. I can go 5-1. Oh, mind split onto the battlefield. That does change things. That absolutely does change things.
It's not the worst situation because I don't think the hand's too sculpted for the Fiora player either way, so they're not losing too much advantage to this one. Although they're probably going to think, like, what could they be using?
Oh, he sees the hidden blade. Do you remove the hidden blade, or do you let him use it?
I feel like the hidden blade's probably the best one to
it has to be, right?
Protection for yourself.
So now we need to see what do we need to see here? We need to see another top deck hidden blade to clear this battlefield.
Hidden blade, or you need to see a BF sword to try and fight something. The issue is here, the situation between everything we see now is they just kind of stuck to fight something. Maybe just a second unit that they can, or a possible.
Yeah, but there's no spells. There's nothing Draven can really play here.
Is it the switcheroo? The switcheroo riposte it?
It could be, but if that is a switcheroo, but I feel it's going to be a fight or flight. See, so look, the Fiora like smelt blood last turn. The Mind Splitter comes down, removes the hidden blade. Now he's like, oh, maybe we can take our time.
Yeah, try to think.
Oh yeah, we'll just chill. Is it the new rules? So is it 3 turns?
3 turns, yeah.
Yeah. Second Fiora coming down.
The grip work, death grip, can it be from anywhere? So you could take it from the base. You move in. You basically go to 8, so you're trading in, and then if they try and do anything, you riposte so that they go to 10.
Yeah, so Death Grip is kill a friendly unit to give plus might equal to its might to another friendly unit this turn, draw 1. So yeah, it can be literally any target anywhere. Okay,
well, they're going to pass that turn, unfortunately, so I suppose maybe they're just thinking if I can build up a little bit bigger in the back, maybe I can get past next turn.
Yeah, I think that's your game plan now. They have the riposte for any like spell shenanigans that Draven might put down. They can't really take this Dreaming Tree, so Fiora's going to be fine, going back up to 3 points next turn. This is looking like if Fiora can do something devastating this turn, as in their next turn, shall I say, then it should be quite interesting. And yeah, we do see the gear removal off the stack deck there, if you picked it up.
So far we're not really seeing a lot of gear. The only thing that we've got gear currently is on top of the Fiora that's currently holding anyway.
Yeah.
Is that going for the Brynir?
Looks like it, yeah.
So you've got 2 in hand now.
Yeah, I don't know why you want 2.
Just big units, so you can play one to the battlefield and keep one in the back, maybe.
True. Treasure Hunter.
Okay.
Double spinning blade in hand, though, so that can become a 7 might unit next turn.
Yeah, well, I miss looking at the artwork, but it's also like 2 Ride the Winds in the back as well.
I think so, yeah. So you see what the top deck is. It's Lucian, so it allows a little bit of movement. I think he wanted to see something like a punch first, I'll be honest with you.
I think he's just after anything at the moment because he's just a bit stuck for anything interesting.
Yeah, Lucian. So he's going to use the Lucian to become mighty, to draw 1. And then he's going to use the Fiora effect that he just took the weapon off to ready the Lucian and move everything in.
That's 9, okay.
Going to be 9 into 8. And he does have the Death Grip just in case. We see a Spinning Blade, which is the obvious answer. So I'm assuming the Fiora would have an answer to this.
Which would be the Death Grip.
Yeah, it'd have to be, right?
So you Death Grip the backline Fiora, so you go to 30?
You'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to. But he's still got 2 might up. So 2 runes up, sorry. So there's another Spinning Blade in hand. We know that. We still don't know what a hidden card is either.
I'm thinking Switcheroo.
Yeah. I honestly think the Fiora's misplayed here. I really think it's a misplay here.
Well, they got another draw, which is another riposte, so they've got 2 ripostes in hand now. You can only play 1.
But he can't riposte the Spinning Blade, unfortunately. Yeah, this feels like the Fiora should have just sat back and probably gone for the draw. They very clearly went for the win here, and I think it might have been a mistake, like fighting into that with a hidden and that many runes.
So it's 8 plus 10, so it's 13 into 11.
Yep.
Into 14.
But then the other blade comes down, and what do you do now? You just lose everything, lose all your tempo. Tapping, yeah. The might hasn't changed, my friend. It's still 13. Still got a hidden card there as well. There we go. Oh, it's a switcheroo. Okay, yeah. Now you're apostate. Oh my god, the switcheroo actually cost him. Why would you switcheroo there? You were winning, right?
What a greedy play.
Why? You were winning that fight, right?
Yeah, he was like, I think 2 might up, but now it's...
No, he was 1 might up. The 13 versus... Oh, no. I think the Fiora was up.
14.
Yeah, so he had to switcheroo there. That was a perfect play. What do I know about math? That was actually perfect.
8.
Although
10,
if that was a tie turn, he loses.
No, it was. I'm sure it was 14 to 13. So technically, the Fiora was going to lose that one, and they just went solid just to make sure that I do win.
5 and 9. I think it might have been 14 to 14.
I guess he was hoping that it wasn't a punch first, and thought if I just do this now, if they punch first, I still get the power back.
Yeah, true. Okay, what do we know? The Fiora actually had the perfect play mapped out. He's going to go up to 4 points now. The spinning blades are going in the trash. He only has a treasure hunter on board, and he holds both battlefields. So as long as he holds both battlefields this turn, I think he just wins. Because this is turn 1 now, right? That was turn 0. This is turn 1.
So the thing here now is they're going to play Brynir to the field. He's going to ride the wind into either battlefield. If he rides the wind first into the Fiora one, because it's the...
Oh, he can riposte the ride the wind!
He can riposte it, but he can also face break it, so it can't attack anyway.
Oh, that's devastating. That is actually devastating. Fiora might just win this fight. I thought it was all over. I thought I'd done math wrong. Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay, what do I know? But it's still probably going to ride the window, I feel like.
Yeah, he has to play something to obviously ready it. What do we have? Ride the wind? Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, we got 5 ruins in the back, so he's got exactly enough to do it with 1 spare. He has to do so now because it's his last turn. So yeah, ride the wind.
Riposte to ride the wind. Riposte it.
Nope.
Why
What's the
you
point?
what?
You can stun it.
I suppose, but yeah, he's like, hey, you didn't give me my action trigger.
He can't do it anyway because he hasn't got enough ruins. Yes. Stun him. Stun his ass.
Stun him. Ah, yes! Devastating. Back to base, Darius. Go on. Shoo. Back to base. And he gets to draw off the Dreaming Tree as well. Right, 1 sec. I'm just going to... Can you handle the cast? I'm just going to log on to Card Market and just make sure I have everything for Fiora.
So, yeah, that's basically done it. Even though he's re-readied the Darius, it's still stunned, so he can't attack, actually. So
no, exactly. So it'd just be running in and tickling the Lucian at this point.
Just looks at him and goes like, what do you want? It's like, nothing.
Yeah, sorry, man, sorry.
And then, yeah, if they can't take anything off the field here, then, yeah, it's just 6 points to the Fiora. Fiora now wins their second game of the 3 and calls it, basically. So there we go. Yeah. Congratulations to the Fiora.
Yeah, it looks like it. So, he picks up the Hidden Blade as well, so he could just remove the Darius here.
You know what I should do?
Yeah, he could just straight up remove the Darius, I think. Unsung Hero coming down, just filling up this board full of might. Passes the turn. Loads of runes up. Like, come at me, bro. I've got a riposte. I've got a Hidden Blade. What you gonna do? Although Bryn here would just stop any shenanigans. But he can't take both battlefields, right?
You can't take both battlefields, but you just kill the Darius and something.
Yeah, so that stops any sort of shenanigans. Unless he decides to react to the Bryn trigger with Hidden Blade.
I'd Hidden Blade the Darius.
Yeah, I absolutely would there. Give him 2 cards. Who cares?
Yeah, because he can't do anything. He's got what?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, there you go. There's the Hidden Blade trigger.
Do it.
Oh no!
Do it.
You change your mind?
Poke him in the eye.
Oh, it's out of battlefield. Hidden Blade's out of battlefield. He can't.
Was that battlefield?
Oh, Hidden Blade's out of battlefield. Ah, we're so tunnel visioned on the win condition. We forgot the actual card has rules.
Oh, not today.
Yeah, I think that's what he thought as well. I think ASN there was just like, I can just Hidden Blade the reaction trigger, but no, it's out of battlefield, so you can't. So you are going to lose 1 point here, but I think that's that would be turn 3. So as soon as that ends, he's 7 points to 4, right? So he wins.
He's 5 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's attacking. Riposte right now. Riposte. Yeah. You can't. I know the Britain's down. That does suck because obviously now you can take both battlefields, so you get a 5. But again, it's going to be a draw. So
yeah. So he's. Oh, interesting. So he moved the Darius in, ride the wind, which would activate the Darius and give him +2, but you still need to move it. Yeah, so now he can kill that and then move back.
Yeah. Huh?
Because that was his second card, right? So yeah. that I think I think the idea was correct, but he sequenced it wrong, or he's just looking for the.
Because you want to ready it first. So what you want to do is you want to take the battlefield, ride the wind out, go back to base because you're ready, and then you walk back into the other one. Obviously, to die because he wasn't big enough.
I think he sequenced wrong there.
What do you?
But he needed to sequence it that way. So it goes up to 5, which clears that battlefield and gives him a card draw. Oh no, he doesn't because he's already drew off the Dreaming Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that clear the battlefield?
No, it goes to 4, doesn't it? Or did he not only pay the 1 cost?
Yeah. Well, he paid. Did he only have 1 rune? Because it would have been +1/+1, right?
Well, I only had 1 rune.
+2/+2. Sorry.
Yeah,
the Fiora's 2 points up. He wins. Woo! Right, chat. Get on Card Market. Get your Fiora decks.
To be fair,
see a Fiora 2-1 a Draven.
To be fair, and I mean this in a possible way, if you haven't already, the only true card you need to pick up that's worth any money right now is the set.